Okay, it is Tuesday, June 4th, 2019. We'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Minutes and reports received and filed.
Yes, the recorder, clerk, and the auditor.
Okay. I got their Commissioner Committee liaison reports, upcoming meetings.
I guess we got the HR meeting tomorrow. I'm gonna let you all do the dirty work. Applebee's has got a benefit all day tomorrow where a percentage of the proceeds goes to the tornado recovery. So if you need lunch, dinner. Cole County Communities, Thursday morning, I believe. Cole County Extension, Thursday night. Eastside Business Association, Friday morning. Sunday, we got a deal for the Board of Realtors, 75th anniversary.
You know where they moved that? Because it was going to be North Jefferson City, but,
Yeah, to Reed's Place.
oh,
Apple
Apple
Creek.
Creek,
Yeah.
okay,
I was wanting to call it Cherry Creek for, stuck on.
okay.
So, I think that's about it till next Tuesday. With everything going on, a lot of other stuff, like Renegades baseball. Every night.
Sheriff's barbecues tonight.
I have extra tickets if anybody needs them.
Yeah.
Salute to America meeting tomorrow at 11:30. Rapid drug testing meeting tomorrow at 1. I think that's about all.
Okay.
Next week.
Yeah, I got everything. I think communities tomorrow's going to be Larry and talking about the tornado. Saturday, little theater play, Mr. Roberts. Monday, I'm going to be on KWAS, talking on the USS Missouri, and I think we've got the next Friday is our chance again. So that's all I've got.
Having communities tomorrow morning or?
Communities tomorrow, yeah, Jeff had already said that, so. Or Thursday. Thursday morning, not tomorrow. I don't know what day it is. I'll tell you whatever,
Where's that at?
Chamber of
Chamber.
Commerce.
Okay.
I wanted us to give a little briefing on what we've done and stuff, so.
Yeah. Okay, commission comments. Bids and contracts, signing of Microsoft agreement.
So this is the signing of the Microsoft agreement for volume licensing. It's for the follow-up to the purchase. You have any questions? Jill's looked at it. No questions?
Very short and succinct. I was very
As
impressed.
promised.
That's the re-sign right there where it says authorized customer signature.
Oh, okay,
And date it.
okay.
Is that good?
I can do that.
Okay. I'll leave it with you.
Well, it needs to be approved first.
This is, like I said, this already approved, this already,
Uh,
that purchase that's already been approved, is for Office 365.
Well, then why are you just now bringing it to us?
We just got it.
Okay.
For some reason, Microsoft, you have to agree to buy it, and then they send you the agreement afterwards.
I move that we sign the Microsoft volume licensing agreement.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. See, now we did it twice.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, great job, Brian. Approval and signing of supplemental agreement for the Railroad Spur Extension Project.
This would be a supplemental to the original design contract with Central Missouri Professional Services. Through the design phase, there was some out-of-scope work, some additional work that had to be done through the review process with Union Pacific. CMPS and their sub-consultant Design 9 had an additional cost of $8,300. And then also added to this agreement would be construction phase services, which would consist of inspection as needed, site visits by CMPS and Design 9, and testing. We will have an inspector on site daily from our office, but with this being a little more technical nature that we're not used to, we wanted somebody that has experience working with the railroads to help us out as needed. So that amount would be $10,030. So the total amount of the supplemental would be $18,330, added to the original for a grand total of $60,265. So I'd recommend approval. Any questions?
No, you talked to us about it before, so you kind of have to have this for the railroads to work with us on it.
Yeah, CMPS does have experience as well as their sub-consultant Design 9 with the inspection side of it as these are being built. And there's a lot of requirements with Union Pacific that we don't know and are accustomed to that they do. So having their assistance through the construction phase will be pretty important for this particular project. And then, like I said, the out-of-scope items that were added to the project as a result of the Union Pacific review during the plan review process added to the total cost of the design.
Are we putting the switch in there closer to Alpla there? Is that?
We are not. We did work through that during the design phase, and they said it would not be hard to take it out and add it in later rather than
Okay.
put it in. You know, preferred to add it later when we know for sure where we want it to be.
Right.
So
Okay.
that was discussed, though.
I move that we approve supplemental agreement number 1 for the railroad spur extension and sign it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Contract award and signing 2019 restorative seal project.
Okay, this is our annual restorative seal program with Corrective Asphalt Materials. We piggyback off of the city of Moberly. They bid it every year, and we piggyback off of that bid. And the amount is $56,590.89, and I would recommend award of this contract. Any questions?
Move that we sign the contract with Corrective Asphalt Materials.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Heck, while we were on a roll, let's go ahead and do the sign of the Fairlawn Court change order. We'll just get you in and out.
That'd be great. This project, if you remember, I think it was 2 weeks ago, you approved the change order. But at the time, we presented it, we didn't have a document to sign, weren't sure how the direction was gonna go on it. So I do have the document, so I think it's just a matter of just approving the signature of that. So it's a change order to add the Fairlawn Court project, which is a stormwater project, project number 2016-201-1, to the Meadowbrook Estates project with Stockman Construction in the amount of $34,768.55. So I'd recommend approval.
I move that we sign the Fairlawn Court change order.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Thank you.
Got any unfinished business for we good?
Can we talk about that asphalt stuff real quick? With the, so Eric's got some asphalt that we're getting ready to start, but he wanted to talk briefly about Carnegie Building and possibly doing some stuff over there. So,
Yeah, we had worked with Greg Camp a little bit. They were looking at doing something late last year and timing didn't work out, and I suggested that if you want to do it, it might be best to add it as a component of our annual overlay contract. So, worked up some quantities, sent it to y'all about a week or two ago, give or take. And if we want to add it to the project, I would probably need to know by tomorrow to put it out as an addendum. And I can add it as an add alternate to where we can select it if we want to, or if it just comes in too high or things change over the next couple weeks, we don't have to award that part of it. I didn't bring the stuff with me, so I don't know what the dollar amount is on it. But it includes a little bit of concrete work that would complement the asphalt to get things to drain right around the
Right.
building. So give or take, asphalt side of it, probably $30,000.
That was on the, that drive and the backside of the Carnegie building, right?
Yeah. Really, it's completely around the whole Carnegie. Some concrete work to get things to where it'll slope to drain properly, and then overlaying the lots. Every bit of asphalt there that needs some sort of treatment. And also, I think it did include a seal coat on the parking lot behind this building.
Okay.
It included that too.
Be all right for him to just add
Yeah.
add it as an add alternate, and we can either take it or, I mean, we don't need to award that, but, I mean, just so we can get pricing and decide if we can wanna go with that, or,
Yeah, I think when you sent the email,
I can add it to the
Yeah, I'm-
bid relatively simply, and then we'll see what the price is, and then you can choose if you want to award that or not. And that'd be a couple weeks down the road where we might have a better idea what we're gonna do with the rest of the facilities too, so.
Okay, well, the amount that we had gotten was around 44,8. I guess it's just an estimate on it.
Did it include the concrete, or was it just I think it included the concrete work too.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Well,
would
the
just be,
concrete was 12,7, so if we back that out, it would be 32, which that's what I was looking at, is budgeted, was 12 for the driveway ceiling, courthouse, and then Carnegie, we had 20 in there under capital, just to make sure we got the money in there. It makes sense to do it all at the same time, under that bid. So, but for now, you're just getting all the pricing and everything lined out.
yeah, I don't think we need to make a decision if we're gonna do it or not. It'd just be if I'm gonna put it in our bid, I need to know now, so I can add it as the addendum, part of the addendum tomorrow, and the bid is Friday.
and if it can save us some money, it's worth it, so,
Okay.
yeah, I'm fine with it.
you all right with adding it and seeing where the numbers come in?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
all right.
I'll throw it in there and we'll
Yep.
know Friday.
Yep, thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Eric.
Yep, you bet.
Okay, new business. You got anything for new business? Okay, accounts payable review.
I'd ask for approval of accounts payable pending review.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Second and final reading of budget adjustment number 7.
I think you have them.
I have them, yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah,
number
yeah.
7 is for $1,800. It's for the health department and it's the insurance. No, it's not insurance. Sorry. It's the 1,800 they received from the Rotary Club. So we're putting the money in, and I believe she talked to you guys about how they were spending that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need approval of that. Change order number 7.
I move that we approve and sign court order number 7.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Second and final reading of budget adjustment number 8.
This is $7,500, again, it's the health department, and it's for additional to their contract they have for Show Me Healthy Women. So I do need approval and signing of that.
I move that we approve and sign court order number 8.
Hey,
Second.
wait a minute,
Oh,
is that supposed to be 7,500 total? Like a portion of that was already in there? I thought it was only supposed to be the additional amount.
I thought it was 7,500 was the additional.
I thought there was 5,500 in there and it was going to
Oh,
7,500.
because the account. I don't know if it's on the back of that page or anything.
total award was going to 7,500, and we already had 5,500 in there.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, let me go call Christie real fast and make sure of that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll withdraw the motion.
All right, withdraw my second.
Okay. Okay. Well, we did, sign of fair lawn, signing of surplus title.
Okay, this is the vehicle from the juvenile department.
Oh, I missed.
It's all right.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, I missed.
Okay?
Yep.
And they totaled the vehicle because of the tornado damage, so I'm just asking you to sign that surplus title so I can send that to them.
I move that we sign the surplus title.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, discussion of building permits. Sorry about that.
What we'd like to ask is the commission give consideration to either eliminating building permit fees for the storm damaged homes and businesses out in the county, or possibly reduce the costs. We, in the past, what we've done, if someone had a home that burned, we've waived the fees on them. We'd like to do the same for this. We would be able to go out and inspect if they claim storm damage. Our inspectors will go out and inspect the home and verify there was damage from the storm and it's not something else, and work with these people, try and get them back on their feet and get moving forward.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Waiving them.
Yeah, I mean, the only question that I had was just to verify that the structure was sound and solid before we would issue the
And
permit.
that's what we've been telling people. We've worked with a couple landowners already. This weekend, a gentleman out on Horseshoe, out off Heritage Isle, actually had a contractor come in and put a temporary roof on his home just to keep from damaging everything else with the rainfall and stuff. And we've been working, inspecting with them. Inspectors understand and are agreeing to this themselves, that we'd work with these people, and that's what we're doing. We just want the people to come get a permit and fill out the paperwork. We'll get in there and help them inspect, make sure everything's sound, that there's not something unseen that they're not looking at. A lot of these people are still in a daze, if you want to call it that, just from the experience that they went through and losing a lot of their home, a lot of their possessions, and we'd like to help them as much as we can. So, that's what we're here for, is request permission to be able to eliminate the building fees. Again, they'll still have to come get a permit. That's what we want. And then we'll work with them and try and get them back in their homes as soon as possible.
So obviously, if our inspectors go out and they don't think something looks right, will they defer to a structural engineer or something
Yes.
to make sure that they? So,
I know some of the insurance companies are already bringing those people in, so just to make sure, to make a determination whether to total the home or to say that yes, there's a chance to rebuild. So a lot of them, it was roof damage that took the roofs off of them, but again, we'll be in there looking, not only making sure electrical's all repaired and everything else, so hopefully we don't have any issues for these people down the road, so.
So I mean, I agree with waiving the fee. I mean, what constitutes a permit? I mean, somebody's got.
It's anything that made, what we call a
Major.
major renovation. If it's just replacing
Replacing
soffit
shingles
on a
or
house
something.
or shingles, we don't require permits.
Okay.
It's something, a major renovation to the home or business.
So if somebody had a branch fall through their roof or something and it wasn't major, I mean, they
Yeah.
could pull it out,
And then it's up
repair
to
the
if they-
plywood and
yeah.
repair the roof, and
Right, we're
they
not
wouldn't need a
asking.
permit for that.
Yeah, we're not asking for that, but, if they want us to come out and inspect it with them,
Sure.
we'll be more than glad to do that.
I think it's just good to clarify that so people know what they're supposed to have and not supposed to
But
have.
shingle, like you said, shingle, minor cosmetic, or even, you know, a repair of the end of a soffit or a fascia board. We're not, you know, that's something that they can do, you know, if the gutters got taken off and it took a fascia board with it, we'll work with them, you know, if they want us to, but, you know, that's something they can repair and go on. It's just the major renovations that we're interested in and trying to get in, and make sure it's put back properly.
Okay. I move that we waive the building permit fees for storm damage.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Just to keep you abreast, we've been through all the subdivisions several times now. We're still picking up woody debris, you know. What we would like to do is look at possibly give them a deadline that, you know, we'll tell them we'll pick it up, and what we are proposing is go to the 16th. That they give them 2 weekends to get the material out. A lot of these places I've already got, I was driving through a lot of, or the place, or damages last night. They've already got the material out there, but we just don't want it to drag on. We did pull some of our people and put them back on their regular jobs today. We've got a lot of mowing that we need to get out and start doing. We put several mowers back out. We also put a couple guys back out in graders to start grading. So we're trying to transition from recovery operations and then go into our normal job duties. We'd also like to be able to get this burn pile where we're done with that. We can get the site cleaned up and turned back over to the landowner down there. So they were gracious enough to let us use their property at no charge. So we'd like to get it back as quickly as we can to them, so.
Anything else, Larry, you think of?
We got, I think, the Pringer Center cleaned up yesterday, Larry.
Except for 2 trees.
We got 2 trees that we didn't feel comfortable. We're gonna get somebody to come in. One of them is leaning towards the building. We don't want to take a chance of our guys dropping it into the building. The other one's near a power line. So we're gonna hire somebody to come in just to drop it, and then we'll get it picked up and get it out of there, so. Okay. Okay.
I'm good with setting the 16th as a kind of a cutoff date, and then we can revisit it later if we need to.
If we
So-
need to, like I
Yeah.
said, if we need to revisit it, I'd just like to give the people an idea. I know they're dealing with their homes and too, but again, we have stuff, you know, our normal safety stuff, the mowing, the grading the roads, repairs in preparation for asphalt overlay. So we need to try and draw this to a close and move forward with our regular activities.
Yep.
Okay,
Thanks for everything.
just give
Larry.
you a heads
Yeah.
up, so.
And we're just inspecting after the permits. We're not telling them whether it's structurally sound or not. We can't do that. Now, if they don't have resources to do that, they can still call that 511. Is that what it is, Bill?
211.
211? Okay. So if they don't, I don't know, maybe their insurance company's not bringing it in, they have a question about it. Because I mean, it did some weird stuff. It just picked roofs up and set them back down, and there's cracks all over the house, but maybe only, you know, some windows out.
I know a friend of mine's house, that's what happened is, it actually, it appeared like it picked it up, not a whole bunch, but, you know, that's what he's having the insurance company they're looking at, so. We've heard a lot of stories while we're out doing, the cleanup, of people. Like I said, to start this off, we're fortunate we didn't have more people hurt or killed. I heard we're the one possibly passed away this other day, so.
Yep.
Yeah, let us know if we need to do something to assist with that. I mean, obviously, we're about trying to help people, but, I mean, I'm not saying I don't trust every contractor out there to make a fair assessment, but, I mean, this is a different scenario.
And that's what we're trying to watch too. We've not.
I think you can say that. We don't have a bunch of fly-by-night people coming through and.
Well, there's always some really good ones too, but I mean, you don't know what wind and uplift and all that stuff's gonna do to a structure, and so, something that we don't deal with on a regular basis, so.
Most of the homes, if they had the hurricane straps on them, fared pretty well. It's, you know, some of the older construction where they just toenailed the trusses or the rafters down is where we've seen a lot of those issues, so.
Okay.
Another good reason to use building codes. So,
Mm-hmm.
yep. Thank you all.
Thanks, Larry.
So while we're still talking about that, I mean, this is not you, Larry, but, if the tornadoes did take their home and it's unlivable, they do have to fill out a form with the assessor's office to get that prorated for the year for 2019. So I think they got some kind of, did they put out a public service announcement, maybe some stuff on Facebook?
There was an article
Yeah,
in the
and
paper
yeah.
today,
Okay.
but they need to do that fairly quickly because they have to do it before BOE, or that's what the paper said, something to that effect.
Something I could ask them to put on our county website too.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Probably
they've been
should.
running some little boxes in the paper too, so.
So do you have to go to the assessor's office or can we go online and fill that out? Have you looked at that at all?
I haven't looked at it, but I mean, we ought to be able to put the form online where they could print it off, I mean, so.
Do we have a list of the, I guess we don't know exactly which houses. And they're probably not gonna get mail there anyway.
Right.
I don't know, it's just, every little bit helps at this point, especially to some of them that didn't have much to lose in the first place, and then they lose it all.
Mhm.
They have even less to work with, so try to help them out, but, okay.
Do we know if we can put any kind of extension on that form or whatever, or does it have to be by a certain date for Board of Equalization, or, I'm looking at you, Larry, but I'd hate to pick on you, but
There should
anyway.
be some way to handle it, because you know, tornadoes don't just happen right before BOE. You don't
Right.
have your house burned down right before BOE. It's
Right.
all year long. You should be able to work with it somehow, but
Yeah, I think he's trying to do that so that all those go in front of the DOE for approval. You all have, as the commission, have made value changes in the past that were brought on a one-on-one basis, like for a house that burned down.
Okay.
You all try to group those together, for instance, in October, and in October, you all do occupancy changes. Well, that's what these are gonna be, is occupancy
Okay.
changes. They could be lumped in at that time also.
and that's just for the ones that are destroyed. They're not livable or anything, not if they just have part of their roof messed up or something,
Right.
so.
It has to be uninhabitable,
Mhm.
and it's only residential.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we just need to make people aware as much as possible, and hopefully we can get some of that on our website too, maybe Debbie, and
I'll touch
out on
on Melissa.
Facebook or whatever, so that people will be aware.
I think that's
Anything
all I
else?
had on that stuff, thanks.
Okay, did we get a clarification on
Kristen was right. It is-
second and final reading of budget adjustment number 8?
It's up to 7,500 total, but we already have 5,500, so the actual court order is for 2,000. We have first reading. I don't know if we need to go back and start from the beginning or what. Jill, what would you think? I
So
mean,
what
it's
was the
just
first reading?
7,500
Is it up to 7,500 or 7,500?
and 7,500. I mean, it's really formality. It's our budget, so this is just a court order adding to our budget on both sides. It's not anything.
So we could
Like
approve
a-
the amended court order.
Yeah, and you're going down with it, it's not like you're going up with it, so I don't think anybody would have a problem. But I can redo the whole thing if you want.
Is it time critical? I mean, is it,
I'm not sure what kind of bills she wants to pay now.
I know that they have received some money from the grant already, so that means they've had some expenses under this new portion, so.
If we were going up, I would have a bigger issue with it. Since it's going down, I mean, I think we should be able to waive the formalities and just approve it as
just
is.
approve it, yeah, I think so too.
Approve the amended budget.
The
adjustment.
amended court order.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I would think, let's keep it simple.
I move that we approve the amended court order number 8.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. By golly. Moving right
It
along.
was limited.
Yeah,
was supposed
Bill,
to
you
be.
want to give an update? I mean,
Sure.
it's old business, but the
can.
tornado is old business, but it's,
And floods. So kind of where we're at, we've been holding our, right now, we're kind of doing our briefings at 9 and 3. Last week, we kind of halted that, so we met yesterday morning at 9. We'll meet Wednesday morning at 9 and Friday morning at 9. Kind of see how that goes. We kind of took the weekend off. If anyone had anything that needed, that was an emergency, we could reactivate the Emergency Operations Center. Things are moving very well, as Larry said. The debris has been going very well. If you drive around a lot of the streets, you'll see a lot of that cleared with the city and the county. So last Friday, we were asked to provide some type of a damage assessment, the funds that we've already had to expend on. So I think our rate is like $286,000. It's $3.26 per person. So that money, which I think is around 280-some thousand, anything above that, we get to look into getting the reimbursement of a lot of our funds. That happened very fast. All we did was use Three Rivers Electric. Their damages, since they are a co-op, they can include in our county. So their damages was $275,000. We turned in about $210,000 just for what the city has done so far in their debris removal. So we've already exceeded that, so we've got our foot in the door on that. So there'll be a lot more to come after that. So what we will do, we'll ask for public assistance, which that will help county government offices and public works and the funds that's been expended so far to help recoup some of that. We'll also ask for individual assistance, which is a lot harder to get. This will be when the FEMA folks come in and go door to door and talk to people, and especially those with no insurance, see what they can do to help them with that. So that's kind of a long process. Right now, our biggest issues is our Red Cross shelter at Thomas Jefferson Middle School. We started with 60, went down to 17, now we're up to about 30 people in there. And we're really trying to reach out to the community to see how we can get folks, clients placed in homes or some way to get them out of the shelter. That's pretty normal to try to get that done as quick as you can. So the point of distribution has been open now since last Thursday at the Capital City West Event Center. That's going very well. I was there yesterday. So they're getting a lot of product in from some of the big box stores, Walmart, Lowe's, Target. So we're seeing a lot of that stuff come in, and that's very helpful to a lot of people that just has nothing left. So they asked for things like bed kits, so that means you might be able to go buy a set of sheets and bring out there. What they do, then they compile that into kits for people to take home, hygiene kits and things like this, clothes. We tried to eliminate the clothes, but that's always an issue, and that's becoming a big issue with a lot of the clothes that's coming in out there. So it's all working very well. Ann Bax with United Way has really been a trooper in stepping forward, and the 211 system is United Way system. We still promote that for people to call if they have never been registered, to get registered, because once they're on that register, that's where we can reach out and see what they need. So it's a very, very long process. This long-term recovery could take many months in getting a lot of this back in. So as far as the initial, the Emergency Operations Center opened up, all the emergency services, public works did an excellent job protecting the citizens. There was a lot of complaints that we had to lock down a lot of areas and secure them for 24-hour periods until we could get the electricity back on. Ameren U came in and did a real nice job of doing that. We were able to have to shut down 54 highway totally like 4 different times so they could run the new transmission lines across there in several different areas between Ameren and Three Rivers. So that first week was just a lot of issues like that we had to take care of. But as I've always said, our community pulled together very well. All the services worked very well, city and county, and it's that part's been very well. So now we're in that recovery phase. Of Of course, on top of that, we have the levee breach, so now we're in the flood stage, so that continues to be a problem. From what I'm hearing, it should crest today, so we hope it does, and it will start dropping down, but that's gonna be a long period as well, too, so, but that's about it. I'll answer any question you might have. Sit here
The
and talk.
flooding, is that why we kind of doubled the population at Thomas Jefferson, or, cause it seems
No,
strange that
you know-
after a week or 10 days after the tornado, we go from 17 to 30.
Yeah, you know, a lot of that was over that weekend, that Memorial Weekend, when people came back home,
Oh,
and we have to look at that. We do have a couple from Callaway County, because of their flooded areas up there, which when Red Cross opens a shelter, kind of like the Miller County Eldon, they finally got a shelter open there, so I think 7 people went back to the Eldon shelter this weekend. So, you know, that's a partnership we're trying to build with Miller County as well as here too. We've got some resources that they do not have, and that was hit pretty hard down there. So, just like our points of distribution out there, those people are more than welcome to come there too, if need be. So, there again, we're just reaching out to whoever we can try to help. But it is gonna be this long-term recovery is gonna be a very, a long situation. We met, the other morning with our unmet needs has been here since they literally started, since the 93 floods. And this is a lot of the businesses and organizations in the county and the city that helps people in need. So Catholic Charities has stepped forward. They're gonna really start heading this up, and that's a great big help. 'Cause it takes a lot of funds to help a lot of these people. So these organizations are really coming forward. I can't say enough for the help with Samaritan Purse. If you've been out to First Assemblies of God by Schulte's, that's out of North Carolina. It's a Billy Graham crusade, and they're huge. Missouri Baptist Disaster Relief is huge. Of course, there are neighbors right here next door, their home office right there by the jail. So those people have been here day and night, feeding a lot of people that's come through there, doing a lot of this disaster management stuff, debris removal, trees and lumber, and they're just unbelievable, and they do it for nothing, and they're there for a long period of time. We have another group called Rubicon. That's a lot of your veterans. It's all they do is specialize. We call them sawyers. They're chainsaw crews and debris crews. So they carry tarps and whatever it is they can do to maybe put a tarp on a roof and keep it from leaking. So they've done a really wonderful job for us. So we're blessed to have them. Anything else? I could probably tell a lot of stories, but we'll do that another time. So all I can say is, you know, on our side, we're doing everything to help. This cleanup operation is, as Larry Dim would say, is crucial to get this stuff out of those people's way so they can start rebuilding their lives and get their homes rebuilt. So doing whatever we can do.
thanks for all you've done.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome.
I heard, is JP Promotions back open?
Yeah, we're hoping a little
Yeah,
what we can.
yeah. Anything else? I do have tickets for the sheriff's barbecue. It's not gonna rain till after the barbecue. Children 10 and under are $6.
Good meal, the Marine Corps is cooking.
Okay,
We stand in recess till 4:30.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.